Hello! Welcome to Play and Learn at Home. I am Lisa, your youth librarian from the Westerville Public Library. Today we are going to explore making sensory bags. So you'll need a few things for this. You need bags. I just used Ziploc bags. I've got a small one, small size, sandwich size, and a gallon size. You can use any size bag you want. I would suggest, depending on the age of your kid, or kids. I personally like the bigger bags. I think they give more room for things to move around, but you can do any size if you've got quart. Whatever is at your house works. You also need a few things. You need duct tape. If you don't have duct tape, any strong tape that would work. We want to seal all the edges of the bags. And then you want things to put inside your bag. So this can vary. I have hair gel and I have baby oil. But you can use all sorts of things. You can use water. You can use, I've used olive oil before. You can use dry things like sand or rice. And then you want stuff to put inside. So I've got some different buttons here. I found some dice. I've got some little beads. I have glitter. You can use other things. You could use anything that's not sharp, because remember, we're putting them in these bags, so we don't want things poking through. If you have old costume jewelry, if you have, if you wanted to use some different types of dried beans, old puzzle pieces, you could do hair clips. Again, anything that's not sharp that could poke a hole through your bag can go in there. All right, let's get started. I'm going to start, I think, with a big bag. And so the first thing you want to do is put if you're doing a liquid one, put your liquid in. I think I'm going to start with baby oil. I like baby oil a lot because it's thicker than water and it moves differently than water. So it's really good for your little kid's senses. You don't need that much. You can kind of see it's filling up. We're not going to fill the whole bag. The goal is whatever's inside of here, we want to move around. So I'm gonna you can kind of see how much is in there right now. I'm gonna put a little bit more. All right, so here. I also have some food coloring. If you wanted to do that, it's a really easy way to make some different colors, which I think I'm gonna do. Let's see what colors I have. I've got green, yellow, red, and blue, typical. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of green in. Again, with food coloring, you just need a few drops. And then I'm going to close the bag. And kind of move this around. And the kind of cool thing with baby food, or water, I don't know if you can see it, but it kind of creates, it doesn't really dye the baby oil. It kind of breaks apart. If you wanted to add some water in with the baby oil, that creates kind of, an oil water situation where they go away from one another. And it kind of looks like there's polka dots in here. And then I'm going to add some glitter. Since I used green, I think I'm going to use gold glitter. And the point of making sensory items, whether that's a bottle, a bin, a bag, is sensory toys really help develop your children's brains. And not only does it let them explore their senses, and it helps them learn to categorize the world and compare and contrast things, and it helps them kind of begin that problem solving. It helps them expand their vocabulary if you're talking to them about the stuff inside the bag. So I don't know if you can see the glitter from where you are, but there's some gold glitter and some green kind of oil spots or food coloring. Now I'm gonna add some things for them to hold on to. So also the other thing you can do is if you have little toys that are not like super sharp, so I've got some different size buttons, and I would suggest if you put different things in here, make them different sizes, different colors, so that when your kids are playing with them, you can talk to them about it. I found this is a little toy sock. I'm going to stick that in there. And you can make theme bags. You can make ones of different colors. You can make ones of different sizes. So I've got some buttons, beads. I'm gonna put a die in there. And you can fill these as much as you want. I like keeping it simple. And especially for your young ones, your babies, a lot of it is gonna try to, you know, get put in their mouths. So now you can see, I've got this bag going on. Didn't do a very good job of closing it. I just saw it spill out. So, all right, we've got our bag. Next up is sealing it. These can get messy if they're not sealed. Obviously, they're bags. You can just peel them open. So that's where the duct tape comes into play. Taping these bags, not just only on the sealed part, but all the edges, because bags are easy to rip. You could use different colored duct tape. I just happen to have a blue one, a purple one, and a black one. And you want to kind of lay the tape down and cut it. I made it a little past the edges of the bag so you can see on this side. And I'm just going to fold it over. Actually, I'm going to do this first. I'm going to fold the corners in. And so you can see how it is right now. And then I'm going to put another piece of tape on top of it. The tape really helps secure the bag. And I'm just going to fold the edges over. So you can see the top. I'm going to do all of the edges around. So I'm going to kind of let the... Did I drop the tape? It's okay, it's rolled out of the way, so now I'm going to move on to black. And you can do different colors if you have different colors. I know duct tape comes in all different sorts of colors and patterns. I'm kind of doing the same thing on all four edges. A little extra, I'm going to fold it over. And you can even use the tape to guide kids in their questions. So when you hand these to your children to play with, there kind of opens up all sorts of conversations that you can have. I mean, just as simple as what's inside the bag. What do you see? What do you feel? You can ask them, you know, what do you think that's in there? You know, depending on the age of your child, they may or may not be able to answer that. That's okay. Just asking the questions alone, it gets them to think. And, you know, you want to give your kids some time to think about it. And if they can't come up with an answer or they can't talk, you can answer it for them. All right, so I've got 2 out of the 4 sides. I'm going to let this drip down. Another way I've made these is with laminator sheets, so things like, you know, sheets of paper that you can buy from like Office Max or probably Walmart too, and laminator sheets, and then you laminate 3 out of the 4 sides, and then you put your stuff on the inside and then laminate the 4th side, and then still secure with tape. Those work really well. They're more sturdy than these bags. I would say a sensory bag made with like your typical Ziploc bag probably is only going to last a few play sessions. I mean, luckily they're pretty easy to make. I'm just folding it over. All right, got one more side. You can kind of see the thing sliding through as I turn it around. I'm gonna put purple. And you can ask your, kids, what's the biggest thing in there? What do you see? Can you touch it? Again, you can make wet or dry bags. That is up to you and what you have in your house. I've made bags with sand. I've made bags with rice. I've made bags with beans. You could even make some with dirt. Go outside. All right, one bag is done. And so as your kids play with these, they're gonna push these different buttons around. They can, if you wanted to put this in the refrigerator so it gets cold, or the freezer, you can freeze different things depending on what's inside of here, and that gives it different aspects. All right, so done with one. Let's make another one. I'm gonna do a small one this time. I'm gonna make it with hair gel. Hair gel gives a cool texture, and overall, I mean, you can just buy the cheapest stuff that you find. It's not meant, we're not using it for our hair. You know, it's thick, it's goopy. You can kind of see it's inside the bag here. And it's fun to push around with that a little bit more. All right, so I've got my hair gel. And then, I don't think I'm gonna color this one, but I am gonna put some glitter in, maybe a little bit of green glitter, and then blue glitter. And I'm gonna close it and move it around. If you have some older kids, they can make their own of these, and that's always fun. Let them decide what they want to, give them some options and let them put in what they want. You can kind of see glitter's shiny and pretty. Then I'm gonna add some more buttons and some beads. If you have sequins, you can do all of that. You could even add, if you were doing a dry bag, you could do little pieces of construction paper in different shapes. All right, the sensory bag is done, and you can kind of see the difference. This one's much more fluid, and it moves, where this one, they actually have to kind of push it. Let's put our tape on. I push everything kind of away as I put the tape on. Same thing as before. Just covering the edges here. Since this bag's a little smaller, you could just fold the tape over. I like having the extra protection. We all know kids are hard on things, so it is easy to break stuff. So I'm gonna just add a little bit of tape. And you know, you can just give this to your kids to play with. We've done these after story time and in our play sessions for a very long time. We make our own. We have some purchased too, but honestly, they're so easy to make. If you have water beads make great sensory tools. So you can kind of see, and then I'm gonna scooch it down. I would suggest, if you have real young kids, that you're watching them play, just in case, you know, things end up in mouths, the bags might get ripped and making a mess. And ask some questions. You know, part of learning is engaging with the adults. You know, what's inside? What do you see? What does that feel like? You know, which bag is heavier if you have more than one bag? You know, what colors do you see? Scooch this down. Actually, for the last little bit, I think I taped too much tape on this one. We want some room for them to see, so I'm just gonna fold this over. I'll cut off the ends here. And they're not meant to be perfect. You know, part of what makes sensory bags great is that they're not perfect. You know, that they are something that kids can explore and observations with. But you'd be amazed how fascinated children are and engaged they are with sensory bags. All right, so here's this one. You can see it's kind of squishy. It's got the hair gel in it. And there are 2 sensory bags. Again, you can put whatever you want with these. I've done water, sand, vegetable oil, olive oil, any kind of liquid that you have. Again, I just used baby oil and hair gel as my bases. You could do water, you could mix and match, that's up to you. And then let your kids have fun and play with them. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more play and learn at home videos. We'll see you soon. Bye.